Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This video is another video in the series of the things that narcissistic people say to give you more understanding of why they say these things and the effects that it can have on you, the narcissist gaslighting. And this video is about when a narcissist comes at you and says you're overreacting, which is an everyday phrase that many people can say to another person. And it's often in the intentions behind the behaviour where the difference between the meaning of your overreacting lays. People can have different perspectives. People can have a different way of viewing something, a different way of feeling something, a different way of regarding something, and therefore when they say you're overreacting, their intentions might be coming from a good place. So not everybody who says you're overreacting is a narcissistic person. They would need at least 5 of the 9 criteria. They could have 1 or 2 of the criteria and just be a toxic person that cannot see your point of view. You can get into that situation where you've got a point of view and someone else has got a point of view, and you're both digging your heels in, sticking to your own point of view, unwilling to see it from someone else's without meaning anything nasty behind it. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can agree to disagree. A narcissist isn't interested in agreeing to disagree. They're interested in you seeing it from their way, or you are made to feel like you're in the wrong. When it comes to saying you're overreacting, we're all individuals, we're all different. For example, I have 5 boys who all enjoy football or play football at different levels. One, if they got whacked, they got a football straight in the face from a free kick with a massive nosebleed, and they were buckling at their knees, but they refused to go down. They refused to get off that pitch. Their manager at the time had to stop the game to bring him off to get him sorted out, because that's his level. That's who he is as a person. That's his pain threshold. So you could have someone with well-meaning intentions, like his manager, stopping the game to pull him off to make sure that he's okay. Someone could claim that that manager was overreacting because the child was still willing to play. That manager was putting the child's best interest at heart from his intentions, from his perspective. The child grew up to be absolutely fine. No one was injured permanently in that game. He did go back on to play. Then there's a child who will duck every time a football goes past because they don't want to get hit by a ball. What would you want to get hit by a ball for? What would you want a head ball for? And then there is that child where it can just literally go past their face and barely touch them, and they will be down on the ground. And you can have people saying to them, oh, it wasn't that bad, don't overreact. Not to invalidate that individual's experience, but the intentions are to try and get them to recognise that it's not like it has hit them flat in the face and caused an injury. It's barely scraped them, to try and help them see it from another perspective, to try and help them recognise that, well, perhaps it wasn't that bad, perhaps I don't need to move out of the way. We're all individuals. So how one of the 5 boys, they're all individuals. They all react very differently when a football's flying towards their face. However, how they react is different, and how we try to put our perspective onto their reactions can invalidate their reactions, even though it's coming from a place of good intent from various people. Is who they are as a person. So someone can say that they were overreacting to another person in a given situation where that person didn't cause the event. We can all accidentally gaslight people, like a child walking along that accidentally trips over and bangs their knee, and people can say, oh, jump up, it wasn't that bad. And if the child cries, oh no, don't overreact, it's not that bad. You're trying to take their mind off it, try to get them to focus on something else, whereas to the child, it is that bad. To the child, they're not overreacting. And you can get another child that'll fall flat on the face and jump up laughing and run straight off, not bothered. And you can get the parent that's, whoa, 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 let's see if you're okay, let's check you're all right first. Everybody is different. Everybody experiences things differently. They can experience the same thing, they can experience them differently. Everyone can have their own perspectives on things, their own judgments on things. And most people come from a place of well-meaning intentions. And usually when people are trying to explain to people that they're overreacting, it's because something's happened to that person that the other person who is claiming they're overreacting hasn't caused to that individual. They're trying to help that individual out, but they're helping that individual out from their own perspective of how they would feel if it happened to them. And it can work the other way around when people can, oh, it wasn't that bad, and people can be like, oh, that's horrendous. How could it? Because they're thinking from their own perspective, their own viewpoint. When it comes to a narcissistic person, when a narcissist tells somebody they're overreacting, a narcissist is usually telling somebody else that they're overreacting to the narcissist's behaviour, to the narcissist's treatment of that person, to the pain the narcissist has caused that person, to the lie the narcissist has told that person. The narcissist's intentions is usually malicious intentions to protect themselves. They've usually done something to you or to another person, and then to cover their tracks, they're going to tell that other person that they're the ones overreacting so that the narcissist can escape all responsibility for their behaviour. And the irony of that is a narcissist is often a self-entitled hypocrite. So if someone was to do that very behaviour the narcissist has done to that person, that the narcissist is claiming that person is overreacting to, if someone was to do that to the narcissist would most likely rage out at you or fall silent on you or hold a grudge forever towards you. Yet when they've done it to somebody else, that's okay with them. You're the one with the problem. So they can't see it from your point of view. They can't see it from their perspective of how you might feel based on how they might feel. They see it from, well, I should be allowed to get away with this. What's your problem? You're the one with the problem. To overreact to something, people tend to have different emotional responses, different emotional levels of awareness, and the meaning behind to overreact is to have a strong emotional reaction to something. To one person, you might be overreacting. To another person, you might be underreacting. To a narcissist, when they're trying to get away with their behaviour, they want to exaggerate your response. They want to exaggerate your reactions so that they can blame those for being the problem to escape taking accountability for their behaviour being the underlying root cause of the problem. Because without the narcissist's behaviour, you wouldn't be reacting to them in any way. You wouldn't be responding to them in that way because they wouldn't have done something to hurt your feelings. A narcissist wants to downplay your responses to their behaviour. They want to discredit your emotions. They want to make it appear as though their behaviour is less important than it actually is, and that your feelings are less important than they actually are. They want to make out that their behaviour isn't as serious as it actually is, and that your emotional reaction is to the extreme and is serious, and you're the one with the problem, that their behaviour is not the problem. They should be allowed to do whatever they want to do. It's your reaction that's the problem. And without their behaviour, you wouldn't be having that reaction. The underlying root cause is the narcissist behaviour. Again, it's all in the intentions behind the words. Someone claiming that someone is overreacting can be someone who hasn't done something to another person that wants to motivate that person to be okay within themselves. With a narcissist, they've usually done something to the other person. And whether they've done it intentionally or instinctively, the narcissist doesn't care. They're only interested in getting their own needs met. They are the self-entitled hypocrite, where it is one rule for them and another rule for you. A narcissist wants to exaggerate your reactions to their behaviour. They want to make your reactions seem larger than their behaviour, to almost shadow their behaviour by bringing your reactions into the light. They want to shine the torch on your reactions. They want your reactions to be the centre stage so that their behaviour is placed into the background and forgotten about. By a narcissist saying that you're the one that's overreacting, they want to invalidate your experience. They want to invalidate your feelings, invalidate your emotions, invalidate your reality. And the intent, the aim for them to do this is so that they can protect themselves, not so they can help you, not so they can support you, not so they can try and get you to see something from a different perspective, but so they can protect themselves. A narcissist proves their point through an argument or through their gaslighting words to invalidate, by invalidating who you are as a person, by invalidating your experiences, by invalidating your emotions, by invalidating your response, and by saying to you that you're overreacting. They are invalidating your response to their behaviour. When your response is your response, if somebody genuinely cared for you, they wouldn't want to provoke those emotional responses within you to then accuse you of overreacting. They would care enough about you to not do it in the first place. Yes, people can make mistakes. Those who might make mistakes might go onto the defensive to try and protect themselves. However, they would feel the guilt and the remorse for what they've done to you, and they would try to work it through with you as you would them. Those who have the compassion for another person would try to see the pain somebody else is feeling from another person's point of view and try to work with them. A narcissist is always working against you. When it comes to somebody claiming that you're overreacting, it's all in the intentions behind the behaviour. If something has happened to you and someone comes along who isn't the root cause of what's happened to you and claims that you're overreacting, then that person might not react in the same way as you if it happened to them. That person might be saying to you that you're overreacting in a well-meaning intent. Their aim to bring you down, to not bring you down in a negative way, to let's calm down a little bit, let's refocus things, let's see what we can do to work it out, because which narcissistic people can say, it's not that bad. Even though it feels that bad to you at that present moment in time, that person with good intentions isn't trying to do it to distract you from their behaviour, because it's not their behaviour that's caused the pain. They're trying to say it's not that bad, stop overreacting, to try and get you more level-headed so that you can think more clearly, and so that they can work with you to help you through the situation that you are in. Yes, it's a form of gaslighting, but it's not done with malicious intent. It's done with the aim to try and help you out. And they would communicate with you and try to find a way through the pain you are going through. When it comes to a narcissist, it's usually because they've done something to you. So they're going to say you're overreacting. It's not a big deal to bring you down. They're not going to want to discuss the situation. They're only going to want to discuss your reactions to the situation. They're not wanting to solve the situation. They're not going to want to help you through. They're not going to want to find that mutual understanding or mutual respect. They're going to want to focus on your reactions and blame you for everything they do wrong. So yes, most people can at some point tell somebody that they're overreacting. Most people at some point can say it's not a big deal. As it can be devastating to hear those words, depending what you're going through. You've got to recognise the person behind those words. What are their intentions? Are they trying to help you in a well-meaning way, which isn't actually helping who you are as a person? Trying to see it from their perspective as well as trying to get them to see it from yours? Or are they hurting you? Are they causing you pain? And then are they blaming you for the pain that they have caused you? Because if they are, that's a toxic person that you might want to be taking a side step away from. And even those who aren't toxic, that come at you with things like that hurt your feelings, that's a time to no longer explain your feelings to them. If they're not going to help you through, then you need to stop explaining yourself to those kinds of people who only seek to bring you down. If anyone has any thoughts on the video, please add it into the comments. I shall add this video into the playlist of the things that narcissistic people say, and I shall link the playlist into the description if anyone would like to take a look at this. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.